Hey friends, David here. I'm back again. And for those of you who are new here, I'm an artist, illustrator, and muralist. I was recently invited by the really kind folks at Liquid Amber Tattoo to exhibit my work at a queer art showcase called Visible. Despite having a very insane mural schedule right now, I really wanted to take part. And not only that, I was really inspired to create something new for the show. So, of course, what does someone do when they're really busy? They decide that they'll make the process even slower by filming everything. I was quickly reminded of why I find filming my studio process so challenging. So while this might be far from perfect, I hope it gives you some insight into how I create my work and gives you a little glimpse into my process. So here we go. This process is tedious, but essential to ensure you don't end up with warped paper when you start your painting. You'll need a watercolor board, a squeegee, a stapler, your watercolor paper, and a container of water large enough to submerge your paper. Once my paper has enjoyed an hour-long bath, I remove it carefully and lay it flat on the watercolor board. Here, I use the squeegee to remove any air bubbles and ensure that it is completely flat before stapling it down along the lines of measurement I previously created. I'll leave this to dry overnight while I go and dream of the crisp, flat paper that will await me in the morning. With our paper ready to go, it's time to transfer our image. I always finalize my drawing on a separate sheet of paper, as drawing and erasing directly on watercolor paper can damage the surface. I scan my finished drawing and use one of two methods to transfer my image to my watercolor paper. I either print it directly on the watercolor paper, printing it at low opacity on a large format printer, or by using carbon paper to transfer it by hand. Of course, my printer ran out of ink right when I needed it, so we'll be doing the latter today. With my line work transferred, I refine the drawing, adding in details but not overdoing it. I keep this loose because I prefer to develop the final look with other mediums later in my process. Next, I dive in with ink to establish my values. Today, I'm using Dr. P.H. Martin's Bombay Black. Something I'm trying to push more in my work is a greater range in values, playing with light and shadows to add more depth. Anyone who works with water-based media knows this can be scary, as whatever you put down can't be undone. So, it's time to be brave. Once my values are established in ink, I layer in gentle washes of watercolor to gradually build up the color. Daniel Smith has become my go-to brand in recent years, and although they don't sponsor this video, I wish they did. Where I can sometimes feel too timid with ink, I can often feel very heavy-handed with color, and so I take this stage very slowly. It's finally time for my favorite part, adding the juicy gouache details. I love this acrylic gouache by Holbein. They have a beautiful matte finish that is just chef's kiss. Gouache allows me to add crisp highlights and refine edges that got a little soft after the washes of ink and watercolor. For an anxious control freak, such as myself, watercolor is a strange choice of medium as it is not known for wanting to be controlled. But this step brings everything back into focus and really makes the piece pop. Personally, I'm a sucker for something shiny, and as this piece is inspired by the Japanese art of Kintsugi, where broken ceramics are mended with powdered gold, I decided to use gold leaf to bring that concept to life. I brush on adhesive, lay the gold leaf, Let it set and gently brush away the excess. I loved making this piece, and honestly, I'm really proud of how it turned out. So let me know what you think. If you enjoyed getting a peek into my process, let me know in the comments. And if you're looking for more art tutorials, murals, or other random art shenanigans, hit the like button and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.